Hi there. Thanks for checking out my Journey video series where I'm documenting the lessons and challenges associated with building a business from scratch, a YouTube channel and video blog. Today, I want to touch on a topic related to basically, systematizing and delegating and automating as much of your business as you can. I've touched on this topic in a previous Journey video, but today I want to talk about the fact that while it's great to say, hey, I want to develop processes and I want to automate and do all this kind of stuff for my business, when it push comes to shove and when the rubber meets the road, so to speak, it is not as easy to implement as it may sound. And the reason being is that, a lot of times, at least I'm finding when I'm doing my work, I lay out my plan for the day and it's fairly hectic pace, kind of pushing forward, trying to get as much done as you can in the time that you've allocated and the time you have available to you. And oftentimes, at least myself, I find like I'm always running just a little bit behind schedule. Some days a lot behind schedule, but I'm always 5, 10, 15 minutes behind schedule. So I'm trying to push just a little bit more just to get the stuff done so I can move on to the next thing that I have planned or scheduled. And so when you are going to do a task and you want to proceduralize it, you either need to take the time to write down what are the individual steps that it's going to take to do that process in sufficient detail that somebody else, reading it could clearly understand what it is that they're supposed to do. Or like I've been doing, you can create a screen capture video, which I think is very much more more beneficial and more helpful and useful for the person who's going to ultimately need it, because they can physically see exactly what you do, where you go, where you click, and all those kinds of things. So I've been creating tutorial videos. The problem with that is that the time it takes to just do the task compared to the time it takes to either write a procedure or create a tutorial video can be 3, 4, 5 times longer, because you're going slowly, you're explaining every step, you're explaining why you do a lot of the steps, and then just the physical process of it takes either to write or physically set up the recording and edit the recording and all that kind of stuff. It just takes a lot longer. And so if you're rushed and you're running behind schedule and you think, oh man, I really need to get this task done because it needs to get done today, I'll just do it myself, versus no, I need to make sure that I take the time to create this process because it's going to help me in the long run. And that's what I've found, is that some days it can be difficult, and I will be the first to admit I haven't always adhered to this. Sometimes I've just said, heck with it, I'm just going to do it. But when you do actually take the time to create the tutorial, the procedure, what have you, then once you finally get that done and you have somebody available to help you do it, it pays dividends forever, which is wonderful. It frees up that time that you no longer have to do that task and that activity. So it can be difficult in the heat of the moment to actually make that change and take the time to make the investment in time to create that procedure. But it really, really pays off in the long run. So as much as possible, I'm trying to do that as I can. So that's something that I've really found beneficial lately, and so I wanted to share that. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.